YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is LaDonna. I'm a homeschooling mom of two, and on my channel I just like to share what we're learning, how we're growing, and what God is doing in our lives. Happy 2022. Man, it is just so crazy to think that we are already at the beginning of a new year. So I just thought this would be a really good time to jump on here and just kind of give you a quick homeschool update. I don't want this video to be too terribly long. I've got my little list right here. I'm just going to read through it, so we're going to get going, okay? If you're new here, read alouds are an extremely important part of our homeschool. I keep our books in our morning basket, and I'm just going to kind of go through and share with you what we've already read, what we're currently reading, and Lord willing, what the plan is for February and March. So we started off with The Year of Miss Agnes. We love this book. I'm not going to talk too much about these books because I've talked about them in previous videos, but just to kind of bring you up to speed, we read The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. We read My Side of the Mountain. Is that right? Yeah. We read All of a Kind Family, super cute. We read Amy Carmichael. And we read Little House in the Big Woods. Now, this does not include what we read for Christmas. This is just what I had planned. What we are currently reading is Farmer Boy, and we've read about that much. So I do believe that we will be able to finish this by the end of January. I just read a chapter a morning, even if it's a short chapter. That's just what we stick with. It's a really good rhythm for us. Now, our plan for February is to read The Underground to Canada. Now, I did purchase the novel study that goes with this from Gather Round. I have looked through it, and it is very doable. That novel study is not like the rest of their curriculum. It is strictly a novel study. I think for each day there are only 2 pages and it's discussion, and you read a chapter a day. This is definitely a book we will be able to finish by the end of February. I think, Lord willing, like I said a minute ago, we will probably finish Farmer Boy before the end of January, so I'll probably just pick this up whenever we start. This is our planned read aloud. It's also to celebrate Black History Month, so I'm really looking forward to that. And from there, we're going to go straight into William Carey's. This was a book that I had planned for us to read. So I'm really excited about that. Like I said, read alouds are super, super important. If you have not read that many books, it's okay. Please don't allow this to create guilt. That is not my intention here. If anything, I just want to share with you what we've read, maybe to spark some inspiration, or, you know, if you're just here to hear about the other stuff, then you just hang on. I'm going to get straight to it. Okay, what do I want to share with you next? Oh, along with February, I do not have it in hand, I did purchase from Brighter Day Press her Valentine's Day guide. Now, I think there's like 5 days of study, and it also has a fantastic recommended book list. I have purchased some of those books already, but I have not received the guide. I do plan to do that for Valentine's Day, probably the week prior, or what I might do is do like 1 lesson per Friday throughout the month of February. Anyway, if you're interested, I'm gonna post some details below. I do have an affiliate link for Brighter Day Press. I love Brighter Day Press. I've used several of her resources and I have been pleased. So if you're looking for something for Valentine's Day, I would encourage you to check that out. I have done the 5 in a row mini unit Valentine's Day. I think, what is it? Is it Groundhog? I don't know. We did that last year and it was super cute. So if you're looking for something like that, I'd encourage you to check that out as well if you're into seasonal items like that. So moving on, what do I want to share with you next? Let me get this pile. Okay, so my girl, she did finish up her reading skills. I started her with grade 3 for the year, and she actually flew through it. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and get her grade 4, and she has been blowing it out the water. She actually only has one more unit left because this book is broken up into, I think, 4 or 5 units. Let me see. Yeah, it's broken up into 6 units. And she actually only has 2 units left. So I'm super proud of her. So that's where she is with this. What else did I want to say? Yeah, let's talk about spelling. So both of my children are doing this Building Spelling Skills by Evan Moore. We do love Evan Moore, and I use Evan Moore quite a bit in our homeschool. This is our first time to use this particular notebook, and you know what? It's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. We are going to finish it for this year, but I do not think that this is something I will be repurchasing for the upcoming school years. Okay, moving on. Uh-oh, if these books don't fall. I kind of got a different setup. We have to move. You're not seeing our traditional shelves right here because we moved them for the Christmas tree, and I haven't moved them back yet. I'm kind of thinking I might not. I don't know. I'm just going to wait and see when I get some inspiration. So what I want to share with you next, I want to share with you history. So we are currently doing the Mystery of History Volume 1. We are doing this together as a family, and you know what? We like it. It's working for us. However, I will not be continuing on with volume 2 next year. I don't want to get into that right now. This curriculum is fantastic. It has nothing to do with this curriculum. What it has to do with is how different my children are. They are extremely different students, and I don't know if grouping history and science together is best for them. I really wanted it to work. I've tried really hard to make it work, and I think it might just be something I have to let go. I think that there are other ways that we can spend time together as a group. I just don't think it's with history and science. So when we started homeschooling, everybody was doing their own separate curriculum for their appropriate age and level. This year I just decided to do family style for science and history, and it's just been kind of bumpy. This is really great. We are really enjoying this. We are about halfway through. We only do 3 lessons a week. I love that schedule. We start the week off with what do you remember, and then after that we do a little pre-test for what we're going to be discussing, and I really do like that. They're not hard, they're not complicated, but I think it's a great way for us to just kind of rediscuss what we've already gone over. However, I do plan with my soon-to-be middle schooler to build off of this, and I'm really excited to talk about that later on. But this isn't the video. This is just an update. I just wanted to let you know where we were with this, and again, if grouping history was working for us, we would move on to volume 2, but doing it together I think is hindering us more than it is helping us. I know some of you have messaged me and you understand that because you have struggled with the same thing, and again, I think it is unique to each family in homeschool. It just depends on your family dynamics and your children and what kind of learners they are and what kind of students they are and what kind of teacher you are. I definitely learned that about us this year. So anyway, that's our history. I want to go on to science. We are using the Master Books God's Design for Life curriculum, and I love this curriculum. I didn't write this down. I should have, because I don't want to forget it. If you are just kind of if you do not have science curriculum, if you're just doing unit approaches to science, there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. And if you like it, stick with it. However, I will say this, after everything I've looked at, what I've had my hands on, what I have read, what we have used, y'all, this really this really is your one stop. If you don't want to keep buying unit after unit, I would encourage you to check out what Master Books has done. Affordable, it's doable. I really like it. I love that you have the ability to do it with multiple children. You can keep it simple, or you can take the subject matter as deep as you want. I really do love it. I did mention early on that we were having a hard time finding our groove with it, if you will. I'm really glad I did not give up, because we have found it and it is working for us. I do want to say we are doing like the quizzes and the tests, and what I've decided to do, I do have 2 of these. I am allowing them to do open book quizzes and tests. I think that that's a great study skill that they need to learn, and that seems to be helping. But again, it's just the differences between the students that I have. I have a advanced student and I have an average student, and the 2 of them looking at the same thing, it's just not jiving. So anyway, I do have plans for the upcoming school year. I've decided we are going to go in a different direction for the next school year. Like I said earlier, we're not going to be doing science together as a family. I am going to separate them again, and I do believe it is for the better. However, it's not because this curriculum isn't good. This curriculum is fantastic. And again, if you are doing a unit study approach and you just want a one-stop shop, check this out. It really is fantastic. I really do appreciate how each lesson is short, but there's a lot of substance there. We are learning so much. We are currently halfway through the human body. We've already done the world of plants. We're halfway through the human body, and my kids are super excited to get to the world of animals. And we have stayed on schedule. I think for science, I think we've only had to miss 2 weeks of science, so we are not too far behind schedule. I think I didn't look before I started this video, but we are not that far behind. So for that, I am extremely thankful. Okay, so that is science. What do I want to say next? English is going really well. We use BJU Press, and that is something I do teach to both of my children. We love BJU Press, and it's working really, really well. Math, we use teaching textbooks. We love teaching textbooks. However, what I will say about math is hard and it's complicated, y'all. And I am seeing as my children are growing and learning, just because something has worked in the past doesn't mean it's going to work in the future. So I'm trying to stay very sensitive to that. I'm really seeking guidance from the Lord as to what we should do next year, whether it's to stay with this particular curriculum or to go in a different direction. I have not decided, but again, I'm learning to not get comfortable, because this isn't about us. And again, just because something's working now doesn't mean it's going to work in the future. Our children are constantly growing and maturing, and the Lord is molding and shaping them, and we have to stay sensitive to their needs. So that is what I'm trying to do. I do want to talk about our Bible curriculum. This is what we are using, Foundations. We like it. It works for us. I have said before, if you have small children, this might not be the best curriculum for you, because this is a Bible reading plan that takes you through all of the Bible. And when I say all, I mean all. So we're talking about like uncomfortable things like circumcision and, Jacob having more than one wife and, those kinds of things. It can definitely get a little uncomfortable, or it can create a lot of discussion. I just wanted to make sure I clearly communicated that, because I don't want to make Bible difficult for anybody. I have done the foundation studies for adults. This is my first time to go through it with my children. I don't think I have it marked in this one. Yes, I do. We are on week 14. We did take the whole month of December off because I had a different plan I wanted to use for Christmas, and it's working for us. I know that we're not going to finish it this year. It's going to be something that we have to bring with us next year, but I really do love it. I love the the fact that we are going through the entire Bible. We are able to see the connections and discuss the connections. I love that it's causing my children to have to think and to dig, and it's been special for us, and it's working for us. There's one more thing I wanted to mention. Oh, this is super exciting. So our little community just got a gym. Well, we didn't just get it. They've been building it. Well, they finally opened it probably 2 months ago, I think around the end of October, and they have slowly been adding classes. Well, they are offering classes for children. They have a special trainer who is certified to do these really cool classes with these different age groups. So if you're a gym member, it's free, but if you're not, you can still participate. It's only $5 a kid. So that's what we're doing. We're letting them do that once a week, and they both get to go to the same class because they're only 2 years apart. And look, they love it, y'all. They look forward to it. It's an hour-long class, and when they get home, they're toast. They're toast. But I've really kind of struggled in the physical education department, especially living in a place where sometimes the winter is harsh, and our house isn't big, and we live in a small town, and I don't have access to a huge gym or exercise equipment. So this really has been super cool for all of us, an answered prayer, really. And I don't mind spending $10 a week so that they can go to the gym. I think they've missed like 2 classes. She does offer it on Thursday as well, so like one day I just let them go on the Thursday, but it's really neat. And some of their friends that they had when they were in school are there, so it's kind of neat because it's turned into a social thing for them as well. I'm really excited about that. David is still doing archery. Annabeth does piano, but her lessons got put on hold because of the you-know-what that is amping up again. And I'm trying to think. I think that is really it. Overall, we've had a good school year. I cannot complain. I'm thankful. God is continuing to be faithful, and yeah, that's where we are. We have already started back. We had an easy week last week. We just schooled Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I think that was a great way for us to get back into the groove after like a 2.5, 3 week break. So anyway, friends, I hope that you and your family are having a wonderful school year as well. Please tell me below in the comments if you've started school back yet. If you haven't, please share with me when you will be starting school back. And thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye.